opinion. You will respond. This is human nature. But what you
Hey guys,
do in response
welcome. Balik Alindog na budani. Today is Friday, 12 noon sa Udto. So wala tayong mga meetings. Ang buhato na to. Ano na lang ta?
When we get ourselves so stressed out because the grocery line isn't moving the way that you think it should move, and now you're
mag-exercise ta.
over something so stupid.
I'm here.
And then you wonder,
Huh?
why are you so
Lili, na ako'y microphone.
Why are you last on your list? It's because you allow death by thousand cuts, inconsiderate strangers, and the headlines in the news to be something that impacts you. There's a different way to live. You just say,
So guys, mag-ano lang daron.
because what you're doing, and this is the really important part, is you are recognizing that this is not within my control, therefore it is not worth my time and energy. And if you
Dito magbike kay mag-basketball man daw niya.
you will focus your time and energy on what is within your control.
And that becomes let me.
Yes,
Yes.
yes, and
Let
this is
them and then let me.
yes. So there's two parts to the theory. The first one everybody loves because when you say let them,
Yes.
you're going to feel superior to everybody else,
That's right.
and it helps you detach.
But I also like when you say, that it's not the same thing as letting go. Let them is not the same thing as letting go. Explain that.
I have never been able to let anything go. That probably doesn't surprise
So
me.
wato na doon si
I just feel like if somebody
Wato na doon si Lily.
just let it go. Just let it go. Your mom's disappointed. Just let it go.
So di lang kay ta mo kan hilom lang ta guys ha.
I'm defeated.
So
It feels like
core exercise ta karon. Pag-amyo na to niya tong tiyan.
I like to feel
Yeah.
the piece of surrender, but
Tonight,
I didn't know how to
Basketball ta og 3 hours. So I think it's fair, right? Di kay ta mo bundak sa tong
if something's complicated or it's too intellectual, I can't remember it or I can't apply it.
Well, this is one of the things I love about you and your podcast and your work here on the planet at this time where it's most needed. You break down complicated ideas into simple terms and forms that people can understand and relate to. And so let them, the Buddhists have said it, the Stoics have said it, great religions have all talked about letting go and letting God. But you put it in common everyday language and principles that are not just relatable but resonate. And that's why I had aha after aha after aha moment when I was reading this book. And I know that you are a woman who's made for this time, for such a time as this.
Yes, and everybody needs this tool because there is so much in the world right now that is out of your control.
Yes.
From the headlines to global politics to what's happening at the local school board to what your mother's mood is to the stress that your kids
And I love what you said about that. Everybody's already voted. You have the two candidates. Decisions have been made. And so let them. It's done. Now decide what you can do and let yourself do that. And if you can't, let them.
right. And the second part of the theory, which is let me, is actually the more important part.
wato na to ha.
The reason why is because, first of all, you have to say let them. Because you can't take control of your own life until you stop trying to control everybody else and everything around you. And so, let them is when you release control.
Oh my goodness, it's so freeing.
Yes, yes. And then you have to say, let me. Because let me
Oh shit.
is where you cue yourself.
Yes.
In any moment,
Yes.
whether you're upset about the election,
Yes.
or somebody just said, I don't love you and I'm leaving.
Yep.
Or you got a terrible health diagnosis, or your kid is struggling. It's where you say, let me remind myself, I always have power. Because I can always choose what I'm going to think about this. What a beautiful thing that is. And I get to choose what I'm going to do or what I'm not going to do. And this is where you remind yourself that you do get to choose if you stay in a relationship. You do get to choose if you're going to offer something.
And that's why you say you're never stuck. All the people say you get stuck. You're never stuck because
Shit, sakit sa kultian, piste.
Yes, yes.
Yeah. You say that's a lie to yourself. That you can do a job. You can leave a relationship. You can leave a living situation, a date, an interview, a conversation, whatever. You're never stuck.
never, ever, 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 ever stuck. Yes. And here's, I want to really, because we convince ourselves, when you stay in a job, and your job is not going anywhere, it doesn't make you feel good.
But a lot of people feel I have to stay there because I need the money. Obviously, I need the money.
Of course you do. But do you know how many jobs are on the planet? And if you actually are staying in a job hoping it gets better, who has the power? Your boss.
Right.
And the people that you work for.
Right.
So you gotta let them reveal who they are. You gotta let them reveal whether or not they value you and how they're gonna treat you. And then you gotta say, let me choose if I'm gonna stay in this situation. Let me remind myself that I am capable of doing the work to go out and get a different job. Let me remind myself that it is my responsibility to create a life that makes me happy, which means if I'm not happy in this job, don't you dare stay in it and give the power to them. Take the power back. Let me get my rear end out there and go find a job.
Well, I have so many underlying spaces in this book. Okay, I love this on page 9. You're so much stronger than anyone's opinions about you. And I think that is so, I need to remind myself about that now because there's so much, vitriol and crazy things and conspiracy theories and all kinds of nutsoid stuff on the internet that I just can't even imagine. People think that's true or they're saying those things about me, but
and here's why you have to. Because I want to remind you that if you want a better life, and if you want to tap into your potential, and if you want better relationships, you need the time and energy that you're wasting on things you can't control.
Yeah.
And you need the energy that is being drained by all these things that you are allowing to stress you out. You need that energy and time to actually do the work, to advance your own goals and your own health and your own relationships. And so instead of giving your time and energy to all this other stuff, the more you say let them, the more you're actually honoring your time and energy. It is the ultimate boundary. And I want to explain something, Oprah, about the power that you give to somebody else's opinion. Okay?
yes, please
So
do.
as you're spending time together with me and Oprah right now, I want you to just think about your favorite social media platform. And I want you to think about the moment where you're about to create a post. And so you pick a photo. And then you're like, I don't really like that photo. And then you pick another photo. And then you're thinking about the filters. And then you go to start to write the caption. And then you're like, here's your emoji, or should I write that? Is that a little bit too much? For who? I want you to stop and consider that entire time, who are you giving power to? You are actually giving power to what another human being is potentially going to think about what you're about to do. Now, you will never be able to control or guarantee what another person thinks about that. Because the average person has 70,000 thoughts a day, and you can't control half the ones that pop in your mind. So what on earth makes you think you could crawl up in someone else's head with your social media posts and guarantee that they're not going to unfollow you or they're not going to roll their eyes or whatever? And I'm telling you this because it's something you can relate to. And I need to remind you, your social media is for you. That's for your self-expression.
Correct.
That is for you to be able to put out into the world your art, the things you care about. And how sad is it that in that moment you are giving power to another person within it?
They like instead of what you like.
Correct. And if you look at all of the draft posts, because everybody has hundreds of them, that is a graveyard of all of your potential. And the reason why you didn't post those things is because you stressed yourself out so much giving power to somebody else's opinion that you exhausted yourself. And you didn't do it. And you do this all day long.
Yeah, well, that's why I like when you say, let me live my life to make myself proud.
Correct.
Let me make decisions that align with my own values. Let me take risks because I want to. Let me follow the path my soul is turning me toward. That's why we're all here.
That's why we're all here. And you will never do it if you are constantly afraid of what people are going to think. And so here's how I want you to use the let them theory. Just say, let them think a negative thought. Let them, because that's what you're scared of. I mean, actually, absolutely. Let them think a negative thought. Because once you release from that fear, and then you say, let me live my life in a way that makes me proud, a funny thing happens. You don't actually think about what other people think when you're proud of yourself, because you know the truth.
I'm on that stage.
You have other things going on in very sensitive.
I don't say it.
Yeah.
Also, things that are still.
Oh, shit.
So, maybe down plus man. Take the numbers for yourself. I'm excited.
Hinay lang ta guys kaya itong likod. O, bikilo niya. Pero at least, not bad for.
That was so powerful. Okay, when did you learn that? Did you have to learn that the hard way? Did something have to happen?
Well, I learned everything the hard way. I think that is my lot in life, to just dig a hole and fall in one, and just have to figure it out. And I think I've been learning that all along. I use it every day. I mean, I'm proud of myself, and I still catch myself stopping.
Lubot pa yan.
Well, I want to
Naman
talk
dali yun.
about
Lubot
people
pa.
that feel like they can still control other people. You say, here's the truth. When you push someone, it only makes the person push back. You're working against the fundamental law of human nature. People need to feel in control of their decisions. You want people in your life to change, but pressuring them creates resistance to it. You may be acting with the best of intentions, but it's yielding the worst results. That's because every time you fight against human nature, you will lose.
And let's talk about human nature.
Let's talk about that.
So ultimately, what the Levitt theory is about is control. And every human being has a fundamental hardwired need to be in control of their lives, themselves, their decisions, their environment. Because when we are in control of our jobs and what we're thinking, we feel safe. Now here's the problem. If you do something that makes me upset or worries me or hurts me, now I'm going to need to control you over so that I can feel safe. But here's the problem. You have the same need to control yourself that I have in me.
Yes, yes.
So when I step in and I think that I know best, or I think that you should do something, or I want to change you, what's going to happen is I'm going to push against your hardwired need to be in control of yourself. And so you will push back. And what I want, this changed my marriage, it changed my parent.
Ayan, tapalabi ha kay.
Ano may line? Please.
And so we will push back. And what I want, this changed my marriage, it changed my parent.
Ayan, tapalabi ha kay.
Ganito, hindi mo kasama ka na.
Ang lubot buwan.
Great. From that, let's take the lights really on.
Kaya to guys. Tiyan lang ta. Sobra na niya. Last one ta.
And I bet you're thinking to yourself, which core exercises should I do? Like it is today, or should top 3 core exercises that you'll ever do. And better than just that, I'm not just going to show you one variation. I want to show you the beginner, intermediate, and advanced variation. Each one of these. Now, why are these out there?
Oh, may ganiha oh. That's it. Oh, paksa ang ulo. Okay. Kaya ako sa una eh. Ay, ginawa. Sakit lang akong braso. May maayo na eh. Kuang. Panto siya doktor. So yan na yung basket niya. High chair plank. Usbon tani guys, tama ni Pacquiao ba? So kato lang sa guys ha. Stretching na to, core gamay ba? O niya, basketball gani.
Dili pa ka ni babe, may kaini babe.
Sure.
Imagine kayo sa lang kung kakakila, hawa ko ladder. Hindi ko flexible.